509 4126. It rolls right off the tongue. And
Hey, you want to know something really cool that happened to me when I was in university because we were using Windows on all our PCs? We were working on a drone in my university that was meant for land surveillance and surveying land for plotting out new farmland in Central and Northern Africa, right? This drone was supposed to be like a limited scope project where only a certain amount of people were able to access that information. It turns out we made the sensors on that drone just a little bit too good because once we had almost fully developed the design, once we were at the stage where it was effectively we were building the physical model of it, two FAA agents from the US showed up at the university, got through all of the security, right? And no one stopped them. They went into our department, went into our labs, and confiscated every single fucking PC we had. And there was nothing we could do about it because it was a higher government issue problem. And keep in mind that the FAA does not have jurisdiction in South Africa because we fall under ICAO. But they still had the ability to do that. These fucking Americans walked into our university, decided they were going to confiscate all of the PCs with that data on it, and walk the fuck out of there because our surveillance was just a little bit too good. Afterwards, we were all trying to figure out how the fuck did this happen? How did these guys know? How did they figure this out? So the IT specialist, who's also a professor in our university, did a little tracking test. They figured out when they were doing this tracking test that there were over 3,000 vulnerabilities within the Windows OS that every single one of those PCs was running. And there was relaying to servers in Germany and the US continually, streaming that data without our knowledge or information. And guess what the IT guy said after that? The guy who did this. He was like, keep in mind, these are only the vulnerabilities I found. There are more of them, undoubtedly. You sure it was Americans and not some sort of computer stealing scam? Yes, we're 100% sure of that. They had full clearance. They had contacted the university's dean for our department. They had showed fucking badges. We knew it wasn't a scam. It was actually the US government showed up and took our shit and left with it. And then they warned us. They said, if you develop something like this again, we will be back, and we won't be back to take your PCs. We will be here to extradite you. We found out the problem was fucking Windows. Less than a week later, that professor who'd figured out all those vulnerabilities installed Linux on everything. They fucking destroyed like 4 years of work. Extradite for fucking what? We don't fucking know. We don't know. That's the thing, is somehow they have the jurisdiction to just show up, confiscate all our shit, get the fuck out of there and leave with all the data and information that we'd built up over 4 years just because that drone may have been a threat that might be used in terrorist activity. When we were trying to fucking lay out fucking surveys for land and shit. They shouldn't have jurisdiction. They're not supposed to. South Africa falls under the ICAO system, the European system, and not the FAA system. They still did it. And not a single fucking person would stop them. Because we know where the cards lay. We knew what was going to happen next. If they wanted to put us in a fucking black bag and drag us off, they would. That was your end to get to the USA. Yeah, to get to Guantanamo Bay and get my fucking balls electrocuted. No, thank you. No fucking thank you. We literally developed a drone for fucking land surveillance for farming, and they were like, this is a terroristic threat. We need to get rid of this. And it was all because of Windows and its vulnerabilities and the fact that it was relaying all of our information behind our back without our knowledge from a secured PC system that's not supposed to be relaying any data to US servers where they could monitor it. So yeah, fuck Windows.
It's a mandatory update.